Hello everybody. Well, I'm here at the park. I just treated myself to some Penn Station. I love their mushroom and artichoke sub. It's really good. So I went over my daughter's this morning and had coffee with her. It was a really nice visit. And then Aldi's supposedly had these square planters, but I don't think they ever got them in. But anyway, I went to Aldi's and did a very small grocery haul. Not much. I'm just keeping it down to bare basics, things that I eat all the time that maybe I'm out of. So I'm still trying to cook down my freezer and use what I have in the house. So I'm just supplementing my stash. And I couldn't work in the garden today because it's just, again, cold and nasty and just not a good day to be outside. So when my daughter said, "You want to come for coffee?" I said, "Sure." So I went over there, and I'll show you my little haul when I get home. I spent, I think, $45, which isn't bad. I didn't get a whole lot, but you know, lately I've been noticing when I look online at Walmart's prices and Aldi's prices, they haven't been really going up that much. In fact, a lot of things are on rollback, and I buy things that are nutritious but fairly cheap. So potatoes and vegetables, I like to buy zucchini, and I use that. You can use it in soup, you can use it to make sandwiches, in casseroles. So I try to buy things like that, and things that I can mix and match and make a lot of different things out of, and that are also inexpensive. I don't buy a lot of expensive food. Some of the vegan meats per pound is a little ridiculous, but I don't eat that much. So, you know, if I buy a bag of chicken tenders or whatever, they last me for several meals. So if I take the cost of each meal, it really is not bad at all. So I think portion control is a big factor in buying your food, and not just eating tons and tons of expensive food. So tomorrow is my one grandson's graduation from high school. So I think my daughter's going to have sub sandwiches, and I think that's a good option. That way she doesn't have a whole lot of work to do, but and it'll be easy, you know. Nobody has to do the cooking and the cleaning up. So sometimes sub sandwiches are a good option if you're having a gathering. So yeah, I'm headed home now. I figured I would stop and eat my lunch here at the park, even though it's gray and gloomy out. Sometimes I like to do that. You know, I just stop and take a breath, and this is a nice little park. It's very small, and I enjoy that once in a while. So my lunch cost me like $10, which isn't bad, and that included an order of fries, which I know aren't the healthiest, but you know, sometimes you just gotta eat what you like, whether it's healthy or not, as long as it's not a habit that you develop all the time in eating junk food or high-calorie food or whatever. I think it's okay once in a while to treat yourself to something that you just enjoy. So, oh, maybe every 2 or 3 months, I'll stop at Penn Station and pick up one of those sandwiches. It's been a while. It's probably been at least 3 months since I picked one up. So, yeah, now I feel special. So, I'm glad I didn't buy a whole lot of groceries because I have to haul the stuff home and put it away. Now, normally I get delivery, but I figured since I was already at Aldi's, I would pick up a few things. And, you know, none of it is heavy or anything like that, so it'll take me all of 5 minutes to put it away. So that's one of the good things about shopping once a week, is you don't have to do a mega haul of groceries. So I'm just using maybe a once a week, once every other week shopping. And, you know, I still have to go with my mom, so, and then I just pick up a couple things here and there. But all in all, doing it that way and just picking up a few things, and that way I don't have to make it, you know, stretch it out, especially the produce. I don't have to stretch it out to last for a month. I used to do the once a month shopping, and that really got to be too much for me because of the amount of food that I had to buy and haul. So this works out much better. And yeah, the delivery does cost me a little more, but what I spend on the delivery charge, I make up in not overbuying things, because it cuts back on the impulse buying. At least it does for me. Cuts back on the impulse buying. So I'm going to head home, and like I said, no garden today, and that's fine. Tomorrow is another day, but I'm going to do some things at home yet. I have a lot of laundry to do. So, and like I've said before, I don't know why I do that. I just let it build up, and then I do a laundry marathon. But that really annoys me because I do it to myself. So, it'll be all right. And it's not even the doing the laundry and the folding it that I mind, it's putting it away, which tells me that I still have too much in the way of clothes. If I have to jam it and cram it in a drawer, now my drawers are neat, my clothing drawers. It's all neat, it's all organized, but it's still kind of stuffed full. So maybe I can go through a few of those things, and since I have the donation coming next Tuesday, maybe I'll find some things to donate and make a little bit of breathing space in some of my clothing areas. So, all right, I'm going to head home, and then I'll show you what I bought. All right, well, here is what I bought. Now, I spent $42.59, but $9.99 of that was for this solar address stake. I don't know if that'll work out. I'm going to try it, see how it works. So anyway, I bought the zucchini, was $2.03. The small batch sourdough bread was $3.29, I think. I'm pretty sure. $3.29. Then I've never tried this before, this teriyaki ramen, and that was $2.49. I thought that would be good for a quick meal. It's heat and eat. The kettle chips were $1.95. I've never had these before either. They were $3.49. They're Asiago cheese sandwich rolls. And I like these. They're like a ciabatta bread, but I haven't tried the Asiago cheese one, so we'll see if that's any good. This was I think it was $3.29. It's the potato patties. So I'm going to probably break these up so it's easier to put in the freezer. Then I really didn't need cheese, but it's a good protein source for me. And these were I can't read it, $2 and something for this one and this one. And then these cracker cuts were $2.79 for the Gouda cheese. And then I bought these mini cucumbers. Those were $1.95. And I like to keep little cucumbers and things on hand. The grape tomatoes were $1.89. And then the strawberries were $1.95. So that was my little Aldi's haul, so not counting the solar address steak, it came to like $32, which, you know, I mean, it's not the cheapest, but it's what's available. So that was my Aldi's haul, and this will be enough for the week. I may get a couple things from Walmart yet, but there's nothing that I have to have. Some of these things I had in my Walmart cart, like this, the cucumbers, and these, they were in my Walmart cart, so I won't have to get those. But anyway, that was my shopping haul for the week. I had a nice visit with my daughter. I hadn't planned on going over there today, but it was nice. She said, come on over, have a cup of coffee. So that's what I did. And I also hadn't planned on going to Aldi's, but I figured while I was out, I was actually looking for, they had advertised these square tall planters, and that's actually what I went for, but they didn't have any. Sometimes Aldi's does that. They'll advertise something, and then it never comes in. It's happened a couple times before. So, but that's okay. I figured I might as well just do a little bit of grocery shopping while I was there. So it wasn't a big, huge shop because it's the end of the month and I have to wait for my check to come in. So I have to be very conservative right now with my money, and I have to do that anyway because it's not like I spent a ton of money on my garden, because I'm reusing a lot of the things that I already had. But every year I do spend money on my garden. But I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go on vacations. So, you know, you need to find what gives you pleasure and what you want to spend your money on. So we all have our own ideas of what we think is worthwhile to spend on, and whether that's finding things at a thrift store or finding things on sale, or just, you know, if you have the means, paying full price and just getting what you want, that's an option too. But for me, I have to shop around because that's what my finances say that I can afford. So, and I find really Aldi's and Mark's and Walmart have the most reasonable prices around me. Mark's basically for specialty finds. They have good prices, but they've gone up quite a bit. Aldi's also, when they have their specialty items, they're usually pretty reasonable. And then Walmart, I get things when they're on sale. So I make do, I get by with what I'm looking for. And there's really not a whole lot that I can't find by shopping that way. Every once in a blue moon, I'll go to a thrift store. But for me, the thrift store is always hit or miss. So I can't always rely on finding things at a thrift store. Although I found some nice things at a thrift store in the past. But if I'm looking for something specific, then I just buy it from usually one of the 3 stores that I just mentioned. Now, Aldi's is a good place to shop too. And I used to like to shop at Big Lots, but they've gone out of business pretty much, so. And sometimes Dollar General, or what's the other one, Family Dollar, will advertise things that I can use. But I don't shop at those stores very often. I tend to rely more on the other stores that I just mentioned. So Aldi's, I shop there a lot for garden supplies, if I need a pot, or if I need some dirt, or yeah, I've gotten some good deals on gardening supplies there. And also they have a small food section, so every once in a while you can pick up some good buys in there. So, and then every once in a while, if you belong to their, I think it's Aldi's Army, they send you a coupon for 15% off your entire order, which is always a good deal. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below where are some of your favorite places to shop, and you know, what kind of bargains you find there, because that way, if they're in my area, I can check them out, or other people can check those stores out, because we all need a little bit of advice when it comes to our shopping and where we can get the most bang for our buck. So, all right, well, that was my day today. I'm not going to eat dinner because I had a late lunch, and those mushroom and artichoke sandwiches, they really fill you up. So I don't need to have another meal today. So whatever leftovers I have, I'll save for tomorrow and make a meal then. And it's supposed to start warming up, but I'll believe it when I see it. So anyway, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.